morning to all of you, dear children. Today I welcome you to a new topic in economics. This is economics class. Today is 12th of August. This video is for class 9 and we shall continue with lesson number 2, that is law of demand and determinants of demand. Law of supply and determinants of supply. Please find out page number 44 and look at point 2.4. There you shall find one topic called law of supply. Now in this topic, the subtopics that we shall be discussing will be the statement of the law, then we'll learn about assumptions, then we'll learn about the supply schedule. First of all, statement. What is the statement of the law? Statements, postulates are same thing. When you are asked what is the statement of the law of supply, you have to give exactly as it is given in the book. It is given on page number 44 and it says the law of supply states that other things being equal or other things remaining same, the quantity of any commodity that producers will be willing to produce and offers for sale rises with a rise in its price and falls with a fall in its price. So law of supply is just in contrast to the law of demand. What did we learn in the law of demand? The law of demand says that there is an inverse relationship. There is an inverse relationship. Inverse means opposite relationship between the quantity demanded and its price. Means lower the price, higher the demand. Higher the price, lower the demand. And law of demand, the demand is created by the consumer. This is what we learned in the previous classes. Now, as we are discussing the law of supply, supply is created by the producers. And you should understand that you would like to produce and offer for sale when you get higher price, because it will fetch you more profit. And when the price is less, when you are producing and offering for sale, when the price it fetches is less, then less will be the profit. Okay, so higher the profit, higher will be the supply, lower the profit, lower will be the supply. That means when the price is less, producers will sell less, produce and offer for sale less. Similarly, when the price of the commodity which they are producing is higher, then they will produce more and supply more. It shows a direct relationship. The law of supply shows a direct relationship between the quantity produced and it has a direct relationship. The quantity produced and the price of the commodity. Direct relationship. Okay. So what is the statement? What is the statement of the law? The law of supply states that other thing remaining equal. Now in detail I have spoken what we mean by other thing remaining equal. This is what other thing remaining equal means assumptions. Means when the law of supply is under operation or when it is going on, except the price of the commodity under consideration, nothing should change. There should be change in no other factor. This is what is meant by other thing remaining same. Means all other things should not change except the price of the commodity under consideration. So law of supply states that other thing remaining same, the quantity produced and offered for sale by a producer will rise at a higher price and will fall at a lower price. That means when the price is less, supply also will be less. Less will be produced and supplied. And when the price of the commodity which the producers are producing and offering for sale, if it is higher, then the supply also will be higher. The very fact that if the price is less, it will give you less profit. You are producing something and you are offering for sale. If the price it fetches is less, less will be the profit. Hence the supply also will be less. But if you are producing something whose price is high, that means you can sell it at a high price, then the margin of the profit also will be high. In that case, it will fetch you more profit. Hence, you will try to produce and offer for sale more and more. So, this is the postulate of the law. This is the statement of the law. In this statement, there is one thing that you should very clearly understand. is this, that it has a direct relationship between the quantity produced and its price. Higher price, higher supply, lower price, lower supply. A direct relationship. In the law of demand, it was indirect relationship or inverse relationship or opposite relationship. Higher price, lesser demand, lower price, higher demand in the law of demand. But here in the law of supply, direct relationship between these two variables. Okay, price and the quantity produced and offered for sale. Okay, that is one thing. And the next is other thing remaining same, other thing being equal. This refers to the assumptions, and this is the second subtopic that I am going to discuss today. Assumptions are those commodities, those factors which are supposed to remain same. Now in the law of supply and in the law of demand, there is only one thing that should change, and that is the price of the commodity itself. The price of the commodity demanded in law of demand and the price of the commodity produced and offered for sale in the law of supply. Only price has to change, all other factors should remain same. Now when we say all other factors, what are the factors? What factors has to remain unchanged? The first is the price of factors of production. FOP I have written, it stands for factors of production. Now the price of the factors of production should not change. Now you just think what will happen if the price of the factors of production changes. Say I'll give you one example. If something was produced for 10 rupees, okay, it was being sold for 15 rupees, profit was 5 rupees. Okay, this is the profit, this is the selling price, and this is factors of production, cost of the factors of production or the production cost. 10 rupees you produced, you sold it for 15 rupees, 5 rupees is the profit you earn per unit in 1 unit. If the price of factors of production increases and it becomes 12 rupees, the selling price will remain same, because selling price easily you cannot increase or decrease, because the force of market decides, especially in the perfectly competitive market, which we have not discussed, which we shall discuss later. But in this kind of market, you cannot easily change the price. So the cost of production has increased to 12 rupees, selling price is 15 rupees, profit comes down to 3 rupees only. So in this case, when the price of the factors of production increases, the profit decreases, and at a lesser profit you will not be interested to produce more, so your production will also decrease. Did you understand? So for this reason, the price of the factors of production should remain same. Technique of production should also remain same. Like there's a factory, it is labor intensive. Okay, you cannot convert into machine intensive, because it happens then at the same price your profit will change. I'll give you one example. Say for an example, you have been producing cost of production at 10 rupees and now you are selling it for 15 rupees. The profit was 5 rupees. But if there is a change in the technique of production, earlier it was labor intensive, now if you are applying machines, then the same commodity may be produced for 8 rupees and the selling price is 15 rupees, you will be earning 7 rupees. At the same selling price, profit will be different. And this goes against the law of supply, because the supply has to increase when the price increases. But has the price increased? Price has not increased, selling price has not increased. But still, since the profit is more, your profit is more, your supply will increase. Now supplying is increasing without an increase in the price of the commodity. This is violating the law of supply. And this is violating because there was a change in one factor called technique of production. So there should not be any change in the technique of production. If this takes place, then the law of supply will not hold good. Next is the price of other goods. When we say other goods, it means the substitute and the complementary goods. There should also be no change in the price of the substitute and complementary goods. Here also, I think you will require one more example. The price of other goods, tea and coffee. You have been producing tea, okay? You have been producing tea, and now what happens is, and you were earning rupees 100 rupees per day. You are a supplier. You are supplying and earning rupees 100 rupees. Now, if the price of coffee increases, then what happens is, as a producer, price of coffee increases. So as a producer, had you produced instead of tea, coffee, had you produced coffee instead of tea, your income would have been more. Did you understand? So what will you do is, you will start decreasing the production and you will start concentrating in the production of the coffee. So such kind of comparative study the producer will start doing. Hence, there should be no change in the price of the other goods also. Next, we have goals of producer. What is the goal of the producer? Does the producer want to earn maximum profit, or is he doing a service? Like government produces. The government does not produce in order to earn more and more profit. The government produces with an objective to serve the society. Whether profit maximization is your goal or welfare is the goal. What is the goal of the producer? If the goal of the producer is welfare, there is no profit or there is very little profit. Hence in that case, your production will be less. Okay. But if the goal of the farm is profit maximization, then your production will have to increase. It will be more and more, because if you can produce more, your profit also will be more. But if the objective of the farm is welfare, then if you produce more, since you are not earning anything here, no? If you produce more and sell, then there may be a loss. And you would not like to produce more and sell and increase the loss, amount of the loss. So, goal of the production is also one of the important factor that plays an important role as an assumption, and the goal of the factor should also not change. Like from profit maximization, you should not move on to welfare, or from the welfare, you should not move on to the goal of profit maximization, as long as the law of supply is under operation. Next is the taxation policy. Now, taxation policy is important for you to understand, and taxation policy should also not change, because the taxation policy also changes the price of the commodity, and hence the changes the profit of the margin, and hence it will affect the supply. You are producing for factors of production. The cost of the factors of production is 10 rupees, and if you are paying 1 rupee as the tax to the government, then your total cost is 11 rupees. If you are selling it for 15 rupees selling price, then your profit of margin of profit is 4 rupees. You are earning 4 rupees per unit. What will happen if the tax increases to 2 rupees? Then it will become 12 rupees. Your margin, same price you will sell, and your margin will decrease. So that means at the same price, your production, your profit is less. So profit is less means you will supply less. Higher profit, you will supply higher. Less profit, you will supply less. So at the same price, if your profit decreases, then your supply will decrease. That means at the same price, the supply will decrease, which is violating the law of supply, because your supply is supposed to decrease when the price falls. In the law of supply, the supply has to decrease when the price falls, and the supply increases when the price rises. Your supply will be less because the profit has reduced, hence supply also will be less. Supply is less at the same price is violation of the law. It is not following the law of demand. So if there is a change in the taxation policy, the law of supply will not hold good. Next is price expectation. Price expectation you should understand like this. You are producing some commodity at 11 rupees. You are selling for 15 rupees. Your profit is 4 rupees. Okay, take this first case. Now you are expecting that the price will rise in future. So what will you do? what will you do? If the price is expected to rise in future, then you will stop your selling now. You will not offer for sale, you will only produce and store it, so that you allow the price to rise. And when the price ultimately rises, only then you will offer it for sale, because at that moment it will fetch you more profit. Okay, so this is again violation of the law. Why and where is it violated? You are producing at 11, selling it for 15, and profit is 4. But if you are expecting the price to rise in future, then he will produce and not offer for sale. He will store. What are you doing? You are storing. Not offering for sale means what? You are stopping the supply. Supply is decreasing. Why is supply decreasing? Has the price decreased? Supply has decreased. Why? Has the price decreased? If the price had decreased and you had reduced your supply, then it would have followed the law of demand. Law of supply, sorry. But supply has decreased at the same price is a violation. Okay, and this violation is because of price expectation, that in future the price will decrease, and because of this reason price will increase, and because of this reason you stopped your supply. And contrary is the situation. In future, if you expect the price will fall, then whatever is the production, you presently offer it for sale. That means you will increase the supply at the same price. Again, it is a violation, because the supply has to increase at an increased price. This is what the law of demand states. Higher the price, more should be the supply. But your supply will increase if you are expecting that the commodity which you are producing, its price is going to fall in future. Then if you store it, and if price falls and if you supply it, then you will get less profit. So what will you do? You will get rid of the commodity just now. In the present condition, you will sell everything. So your price, your supply will increase. But why has the price increased? Has the price increased? Your supply will increase. Why? You have increased your supply. Is it because the increase in the price? No. So this is purely a violation because of the price expectation. And the last factor is weather condition. Weather condition means if you have produced, if the weather is good and if the production is used, then he will have problem in storage. He'll have problem in storage. So he will like to supply, irrespective of the price. The price need not increase, but he will increase the supply because you cannot store them. Okay. Similarly, the weather condition is not good and the production is less. In that case, also it will not follow the law of demand. So in both these cases, it will be violating the law of demand. Hence, these are the assumptions, and these assumptions are supposed to remain same as long as the law of demand operates. If there is a change in any of the factor, in any of these factors, then the law of supply will not hold good. The law of supply will be proved wrong. So these are the basic assumptions which is important for you to understand. So dear children, what we have learned in this class is the statement of the law of supply, and that statement is also called the postulates of the law. In that statement we dealt in detail, or what we came to know is the direct relationship we have between the quantity supplied and its price, direct relationship. In the law of demand we had inverse relationship, opposite relationship, but in the law of supply, direct relationship between these two variables, price and the quantity produced or supplied. That's one thing in the definition. And there was one more thing which we needed to discuss in detail, and that was other thing remaining same. That is also called ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus, that is also called ceteris paribus. And these are the factors which are supposed to remain same, should not change as long as the law of demand operates. Okay, so this is what we learned today. We shall stop today. I would suggest you find out, read first of all, read page number 44. Page number 44 in detail, and take some questions given at the end of this lesson. Please do answer them in your copy. Alright, so thank you and take care of yourselves.